thank you. Wow, good energy in here. If I could just bring it down a notch. I just want to point out that there's a lot going on in the world right now. I'm not going to talk about any of it, but I just want you to know that I know there's a lot of stuff happening. Sometimes people look at me and they're like, she doesn't know, but I do. I think that's why my friend told me I need at least one blowjob joke. So, where do I begin? That's what I usually ask. Okay, you happy now? That's how I finish. The same friend told me, he's like, you look like you've never given a blowjob. I was like, that's a weird way to ask. But I showed him. Won't say that again. Anyway, it's true, I haven't had sex in a while. My friends are starting to worry. My friend was like, do you not like sex? I'm like, no, I love sex. I hate people. That's the problem. Plus, I'm very picky. I only like psychopaths. That seems to be my type. My friends are like, we want to set you up with a nice guy. I'm like, not gonna work. It's not my type. But sometimes I hook up with people. Like recently I met a guy and I just messed it up early on because I was like, I can't tell you like me because you haven't hit on me at all. And he's like, well, I don't want to hit on you too soon because that might ruin things. I was like, okay, but if you don't hit on me at all, I have no clue, right? So finally he hit on me and then we were having sex. And in the middle of this sex, he's like, can you tell I like you now? I was like, yeah, actually I can because we're maintaining eye contact. It's going pretty well. We both seem to be enjoying ourselves. And then he came and I was like, but do you still like me now? A lot has changed. And then he's like, I think we're moving too fast. I do get horny sometimes. Isn't that the worst word, though? It is the worst word. It doesn't describe how it feels at all. It's not accurate in any way. Like, if someone goes, are you horny? I'm like, not anymore. You ruined it now. All dried up. So I was trying to find a substitute word, so I looked up in the thesaurus a synonym for horny. And the closest I found was lascivious. Not great, right? Too many syllables. You can't text someone, you up, feeling lascivious? You'll just get the bubbles for 3 hours till they match with someone without a thesaurus. Anyway, I feel a bit behind in my life, because all my friends have kids now, or they've had several kids, and I haven't even had an abortion yet. Just like, when's my time coming, They're always bragging, just got another abortion. I'm like, can you keep it to yourself? Some of us are barely having sex, okay? I can't even find a man I want to have an abortion with. They'd probably be like, you want to split it? A lot of guy friends are saying they're pro-abortion. They're like, I'm pro-abortion, I'm pro-abortion. I'm like, you're not even saying it right, okay? You're pro-choice, and the only choice you're making is whether to wait inside or outside. You're not a hero. I have a lot of friends freezing their eggs now, if they want kids later. And I thought that was a simple process. I thought you just lay the eggs and store them in your freezer. And no, it is much more complicated than that. You have to spend $10,000, do some sort of hormone therapy, then they're frozen in some other country in someone else's freezer. Some of them hatch, some of them you put up for adoption, some of them you make eggs out of, I don't know, it's complicated. And I was like, wouldn't it just be easier to have sex with the wrong guy? Wouldn't that be easier to just go up to a guy and be like, just so you know, I want kids. And if you ask him at the right time, he might say yes. My friends always ask their first date, they're like, just so you know, I want kids, and then they never hear from the guy again. And I'm like, you're asking at the wrong time. You have to ask them after the date goes well, and they're about to enter you. I don't know how to say that other than about to enter you, and then you say, just so you know, I want kids, and they'll be like, how many? How many? Do you want to name them now or in 10 minutes? Here's where everybody's pro-abortion at the airport. That's where everybody wishes they didn't have kids. They're always trying to lose them. One time I was in the TSA line, and this woman just handed me her baby, and then she didn't ask for her back. And so I was like, I guess I have a baby now. I think women are much nicer about breakups than men. We always rally behind each other. We always say the same thing. We say, you dodged a bullet, girl. You dodged a bullet. That's our favorite expression, which I get the intention of the analogy, but I don't think it's quite accurate. Because to me, dodging a bullet is like the bullet's coming at you, right? It's coming at you. Well, we all know what it looks like now, right? It's coming at you. You turn a little to the right. And then it whizzes past you and it hits someone else, right? To me, that's what dodging a bullet is. It's not the bullet comes inside of you and then you fall in love with the gun. That's not dodging a bullet. Maybe surviving a bullet is what we should be saying, because there's a lot of women walking around with bullets still wedged inside of ourselves that we're never getting out. I just want to end with one thing. I don't think it's insulting when a guy calls a woman crazy. That's something I want to rebrand. I love when a guy calls me crazy. They're saying it because that means the sex was amazing. That's what crazy means. They're like, she was crazy. Like, I feel like if a guy, says she wasn't crazy, like she was fine, that's insulting. That means the sex was okay, if they say we parted ways amicably. That's the most insulting thing a man can say. We still keep in touch. Ew. You want a guy to be like, she was crazy and lascivious. And I'm still in love with her. Thanks so much. I'm Erica Rhodes.